you're through to your fourth World Cup final. How's it feel?
Go ahead, man.
Feels good. Feels really good. We set out a plan to get to a final and hopefully win it. And yeah, we've ticked every box so far, but we've got a big week of prep to come up against a good France side. And yeah, it's a good feeling.
And Tom, what start from Seb? 4 tries in 7 minutes. What start?
Yeah, the whole starting five started incredibly well. We talked all week about earning the right to play, and caught the ball first set. Didn't sort of overplay our hand. I think it was just one pass per play the ball, and turned the ball over right in the corner. So patience and composure with the ball's been growing each game.
And obviously, from one captain to another, Tom, you saw Jack Brown score 8 tries today, most in the game, but also more importantly, it's 50 for him in the World Cup. What do you say? What a player?
He could share him out a bit, I think. I think I was pushing on his inside a lot of times, and he was just like, nah, I'm getting it. But nah, jokes aside, he's a world-class player, and he's a world-class bloke as well, and that's what we pride ourselves on at England, having good people around us, and he's phenomenal on and off the field as well.
Tom, when you're aware of that today, you getting his 50?
No, I'm not counting that sort of thing. I'm worried about some different stats, but it's so great for Jack. I said to somebody else before, he's done an outstanding job of keeping himself fit and his skill level up, because you know the guys who are based in England, we've been having training camps at least once a month this whole year, and Jack's been having to train on his own with a little bit of help from his local Australian teammates, so he's done an amazing job.
And Tom, good to see other people get on the ball score sheet today, especially Rob and Joe Coyd.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as we get over the try line, to be fair. It doesn't matter who scores them. It's what we do in the build-up. We like to sort of move the ball around and stuff like that, so it doesn't really matter who gets over the score, who gets over the whitewash. It's just as long as we score.
And Tom, it's on to France now. Obviously, you saw the first game when Australia scored 40 points against them. They made quite a few errors. Is that something you give you a little bit more food for thought?
I didn't watch it at all, to be honest. We just focused on winning the semi today, so we'll celebrate our progress tonight. I think the team's done an amazing job, and we've gone like that. We've got better and better and better, so we need to celebrate that. And obviously we'll look at France's games tomorrow and Tuesday probably. To be honest, I've not watched a minute of them play yet. It's always been looking at the next game. But yeah, I think they'll have showed a lot of what they're going to do tactically on Friday, so look forward to analysing that.
And Tom, we're in for a treat in Manchester, it seems.
Yeah, the two best teams in the world going at each other. I don't think what's not to love, really. I think it's going to put Wheelchair Rugby League already out there than it already is. We've seen all the stuff on Twitter and social media and stuff like that, and I think this game is going to take it to a whole next level.
You say that you've only been looking at each game as you've come to play them, but clearly you've been building up for this game against France for what, 18 months?
15 years.
Have you already got some ideas in mind of how this is going to play out?
Yeah, I mean, we've played them 3 times in the last 18 months, so we know a lot of what they're going to throw at us. We know what the majority of their players are good at and what areas we can exploit. I think there's been a couple of players in their team who have developed and got better since the last time we played them, and they'll throw a new challenge at us, but I think that we've come on leaps and bounds in just the way that we handle ourselves, and we're so much more patient on both sides of the ball now. We have so much self-belief and trust in each other, and yeah, it's our opportunity to show how connected we are on Friday.
Do you know already what your starting 5 is going to be?
Yeah, I do, but I'm not going to say.
I wasn't expecting it. But of course you've got those interesting conundrums of players who are coming off the bench and making a huge difference as to whether you might start with them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'll remain open-minded until Thursday. So everyone in the squad, when rotated and given their opportunity, has played so well, and it's been so hard to pick the 11th man each week because they've all done such a good job. Like all the way up to the tournament, the commitment of the guys to get themselves in the squad is unquestionable, and under like big pressure on a brand new stage in front of people that are brand new to the sport, they've just sold it so well. So I trust all 11 players in the squad to do a job if I needed them to on Friday.
So you've got some headaches ahead of you then?
Oh yeah, always. But we've never been in that position before, to this degree, I wouldn't say, with the depth and talent that we've got. So because of that, the guys who take the field on Friday will be as developed as players as they ever have been.
Will you mention the 2017 final at all in the build-up this week?
No, we've got a different group, and France have got a different team as well, so it's probably irrelevant. I think the clips of it will get played in the media this week because it's probably good telly, but our focus for the next 5 days is just going to be on what we're really good at, and we're going to bring that brand of rugby to the World Cup final.
Your opponents said plenty of things in their press conference after their win earlier. It was very interesting, including referee interpretations, which I'm sure will get spoken about before the match. But they also said if they concede as many points as they did today, they won't be world champions on Friday. Are you confident you can score 40 points or more?
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, to be fair. Both teams, well, I know that our team's defending well. Like I say, I've not really watched France. We obviously conceded less points than them against Australia, but yeah, it's a totally different ball game. So we'll be concentrating on executing what our key indicators are, and our defence is probably our number one asset at the minute. So I'm really confident in that on Friday.
Feeling any pressure at all? They did mention that because the men lost yesterday, perhaps some of the pressure of them failing pushes onto you.
How do I look? No, I feel great. I think the boys do as well. Like I say, it's such a connected group. We said in our little changing area before the match started, look left and right, trust each and every one of our teammates to the nth degree, and we're playing in a home World Cup. What a privilege that is. There's going to be a few thousand fans screaming for England on Friday, so I think the stage is set for us to just go on and do our jobs.
What's the sort of excitement of having that, home final in front of all those home supporters, having that big background as well?
As a player, like, you hear it all, you hear everything what goes on, and you're trying to communicate to your teammates about what's going to happen next and stuff like that, and you can't hear them or you can't speak to them. So you definitely do hear everything, and it sort of motivates you to do that extra push, to do that extra play and work harder for your team at the side of you, because you know that the crowd's going to scream when you do it. So yeah, it's a huge motivator for us.
Do you visualise yourself lifting the World Cup?
Every night, mate, every night. Yeah, it's the one trophy I haven't won yet. I've won everything else in the game apart from a World Cup, so it's extra motivation for me. But I'm just privileged to do it with a bunch of players and a bunch of stuff that we've got. Where I think this team is special. It's very special, and I love all the blokes that are involved in there, and I love everyone that's been involved in this England setup. They've developed me as a person and as a player as well, so I'll be forever grateful.
Tom, you only got 56 minutes 5 years ago compared to the game time you've had now. How pleased do you feel like you've progressed in the last 5 years?
I'll answer that amazingly well. And I wasn't involved in the team in 2017. I came in pretty much straight after that tournament. But the growth of this guy, not just as a player but as a leader, and he speaks so well in his press conferences, considering how young he is. He's got to be one of the youngest people that's ever captained an England Rugby League side, men, women or wheelchairs, and he's doing an amazing job.
Cheers, man.
Goes with the youngest.